What's up, guys? So out here working on my car again. Got a little project I'm going to do today. Got this trim around the shifter assembly. I pulled this up the other day to take the center console out in order to do my airlift, and when I pulled this out, this trim piece around here that holds the leather actually broke in half and wouldn't snap back in here. It was all loose and floppy, so I just took it out of there and threw it out of there. I purchased a new shift knob because, as you can see, this one's all cracked and nasty, and I'm trying to go away from wood grain because I'm not a big fan of wood grain. So I actually bought a leather steering or leather shift knob. But what we're gonna do today is, since I got a new leather shift knob, is we're gonna take this trim piece out and wrap it in carbon fiber. I have both dry and gloss carbon fiber. Not really sure. I'm gonna lay it out and we're gonna look at it and decide which one we want to do. And then I'm going to go through the process of wrapping this. This shouldn't be too difficult. I did all of these trim pieces around the car. That one actually fell off because the plastic clips are broken. I got to get new plastic clips over this, but I did all of these with this like gunmetal, like it's almost like a machine metal finish. I wrapped all of these on all the doors in the car, so, and the dash. This is not a imperfection in the wrap. This is actually a crack in the wood grain, no different than the shift knob that's causing that to show up like that. So there's not much I could do about that. I could like primer and like Bondo and smooth that piece of wood grain out before wrapping it, which I may redo because that's starting to bother me how that looks. It's gotten more pronounced over time. But we're gonna wrap this. I want to do it in carbon fiber just to kind of get a contrast between the two. So we're either gonna do dry or gloss carbon fiber. I'll show you the two of them, and I'll make up my mind when I'm looking at them on the table. But let's get this out of here. It's not too hard to do. There's two Phillips screws here that hold this trim piece down. You take those Phillips screws out, and then this trim piece picks up. There's two locating tabs on the front of this that like go underneath this trim piece here. They go underneath, and then this tips down, and then Phillips screw to get this out. So we're gonna pop this out real quick. Alright, as you can see, trim is off. The plug connection for the two wires that go into the bottom of this, this guy goes like this. These two plug connections right here just pull out, as does this one right here. They just pull. They've got a little locking tab where that hole is right there. And on these as well, there's holes on the side where there's locking tabs, but the locking tabs just kind of snap into place. They don't have a lot of tension on them, so you can just pull on the connector itself and pull it out. And then the passenger side window switch assembly has this style connector on it, and there's two locating tabs on, or locking tabs, sorry, on either side, here and here. And you just squeeze those tabs in and pull the connector down, and it pulls out. And then the one on the driver's side has a same style setup. It has two locking pins on either side, here and here, where these two bumps are right here. You squeeze that, it squeezes those tabs in, and you pull it out of the connector. And then to strip this down the rest of the way, you have your switches here. These tabs right here pull in, and the switch pulls out. And then same on the other side. Tabs pull in, switch pulls out. Pretty simple. This applies if you're just replacing these switches too. These switches go out occasionally, so sometimes, you know, you'll be doing this for switch replacement, not for what I'm doing. So we're gonna go inside and we're gonna figure out what color or what style wrap we want to do, and then we're gonna get that done. Alright, so we're sitting inside now. I got the two vinyls out here. As you can see, one on the left is dry carbon, and the one on the right is gloss carbon. These are both Vivid wraps. I've used this one in the past, so because I know what it looks like, you know, on a piece and in a car or on a car, I'm gonna go with the gloss this time. I bought this for something and then never ended up using it, but I want to try it, so we're gonna use this one this time around. Go ahead and comment down below and let me know which one you guys would have used and which one you like. So first thing is we're gonna get this piece cleaned up. Key to getting it cleaned up is alcohol and a microfiber towel, just to get all the gunk and stuff off of it. It's kind of hard to see in here, but there's a lot of like just stuff. I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you. Spillage from drinks and stuff like that in the car, but there's just a lot of stuff on it. So we're gonna get it all cleaned up so that it sticks, so that the vinyl wrap sticks to this real well. Alright guys, so I got that all wrapped up. I did some things that aren't like traditional for wrapping things. You're supposed to wrap over the edges here and here and here. I wrapped over the edge here. As you can see, it's peeling up a little bit. But I'm not too concerned about that because I'm not going to be able to see that. This is an ashtray. Not really worried about it for right now. Mostly, I wanted to get it in there and see what it looks like. And if it looks good, then if that seems to bother me, then I'll redo this. I have plenty of vinyl wrap. So I cut along the edge here and along the edge here because these pieces sit down inside the center console. And I was concerned that if I wrapped over this edge and push the trim piece down, it would pull the wrap up when it pushed down next to the center console. So I didn't wrap along there. I wrapped along this edge here and I tucked underneath so that, because this edge you can actually see when you're in the car and it sits flat against a surface. So if you didn't wrap this edge properly, you would see it starting to peel back up. I probably should have wrapped inside of these cutouts and down inside and stuck the vinyl to the inside of here, because the way that the switches come up through has the potential to push the wrap up. We'll see what happens with that. If it does push the wrap up, I'll redo it. But as of right now, I just cut inside the cutout opening with the razor blade, as you could see. So let's go out to the car and get this thing mounted in the car. Alright, so I got it all in there. I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, you have to trim out around these switches a certain way because the switches actually mount up through from underneath. They push up. So if you try to roll the vinyl wrap in those holes. When you push the switches up, it's such a tight fit that it just pushes the vinyl wrap up with it, because I had some spots where it wasn't quite cut flush with the edge of the trim, and it pushed it up when I put the switch in, so I had to finish trimming that out. Like I said, there's some peeling here along this front edge, but you're not going to see it. I don't even know if you can see it if you actually look for it. I don't even know if I can show you with the camera. Yeah, you can see it a little bit with the camera, but I'm not concerned about it. Like I said, you're not going to see it. This isn't a perfect vinyl wrap job. I'm not a professional. I'm just a do-it-yourselfer at home. Through here, I don't know if you guys can see, you can see a little bit of the wood grain still, or the wood trim piece through here. There's not much I could do about that. I don't even think if I rolled the vinyl wrap over there that it would cover that up, because if you look on the right angle, you can see straight down to the ledge down here that this trim piece is mounted to. So I think what I'm going to do, if it bothers me enough, is I'll pull this trim piece back off and I'll paint the inside edge of this black, so that you're not seeing that wood grain down through there. It's not really bothering me too much, so I'm not really all that concerned about it. I'm going to try to get a new one of these as well, because as you can see, it now looks awful compared to everything else around it. New leather shift boot, new leather shift knob. If you're interested in the shift knob, that's the part number from BMW, and the shift boot, that's the part number for the shift boot. So if you guys are interested in going with this particular style, I think this gloss carbon fiber looks fantastic on here. I'm going to roll with it for a little bit and see how I like it. I might end up putting the gloss carbon fiber on all this trim in the car. I'm not sure. I like the contrast with the silver and the carbon fiber, so I might just leave this as the only piece of carbon fiber in here. But it's all done now, so I appreciate you guys for watching the video. If you guys have any questions about this or comments about, you know, maybe going with the other style vinyl, I could potentially rewrap it in the matte carbon, or the dry carbon as they call it, and see what that looks like and show you guys that as well. I'm not too it wasn't too hard to do this. It's gonna be about 20-25 minutes to do this vinyl wrap on here, so I wouldn't mind doing it again just to see what the other piece looks like, and to show you guys what it looks like. If you're interested in that, let me know. But I appreciate you guys for coming. If you could like this video, and please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later.